know like where to move. Like it blows my mind still. Like, but I think it just makes me like really appreciative of like what Coach Bluter was able to do when we were at Iowa. Like she was so smart. She was able to like construct a team and make sure everyone always knew what they were going to do, whether you were the smartest basketball player on the team or you weren't. Like you were always on the same page with you.
Stephanie White just got called out by Caitlin Clark on live TV, and the look on her face said it all.
Stamps it at the end by saying, even if you're not the most smartest basketball player on the court, due to how great of a coach Lisa Bluter was, you always knew the exact spot you needed to.
But this wasn't just an awkward moment. It's part of a much bigger story that's now blowing up everywhere. Stick with me because what happened next will have you questioning everything.
Everybody was like, we saw you about to throw that, but I think it's just like kind of a learning process, and it goes back to like even my shot thing. Like it's just time and score and understanding. I think that's like where I can still kind of improve. Like, do we really need that like sequence of a game? Like
2 minutes left, Fever up by 12 for Caitlin Clark. That's not to protect the lead time, that's to drive the dagger in time. She spots it instantly. Kelsey Mitchell cutting wide open to the hoop. Zero help defense in sight. Easy 2 points, no question. But then the bench whistle cuts through. Stephanie White's call, slow it down, kill the clock, play it safe. Safe in this case meant waving off a guaranteed bucket so Chicago's defense could catch up. Clark dribbled over half court, the lane closed, and that perfect window vanished. The cameras caught her face, not a smile, but the look of someone forced to go against every instinct that made her a star. White later called it time and score strategy. Clark, her body language said otherwise. For her, the safest play was to bury the sky right there, momentum intact. Instead, the moment turned into a quiet little flashpoint, the kind that doesn't make the box score, but speaks volumes. One possession, two completely different mindsets. Clark's all gas, White's all brakes. And for everyone watching, it was hard not to wonder which one was right.
Like this is like a learning moment. Like you got to be able to like, yes, like maybe it could have been there. Like maybe you could have thrown a little bit better of a pass. Maybe they could have caught it. But like, do we need that in this moment? Like, no. And then she subbed me back in.
Caitlin Clark lives for chaos. Not the sloppy kind, but the kind that makes defenders panic before they even know what's happening. Half-second reads, backdoor cuts, passes no one saw coming. That's her game. It's not reckless, it's her superpower. Stephanie White's Fever has completely different vibe. Her offense is all about structure, set pieces, clock management, everyone exactly where they're supposed to be. It's deliberate, safe, and the exact opposite of Clark's instincts. At Iowa, Lisa Bluter built the whole system around Clark's free-flowing style. Spacing, constant movement, no hesitation. In Indiana, hesitation is practically baked into the playbook. Pass, wait, reset, then maybe attack. By then, the defense has already built a wall. And here's the problem. In the WNBA, those extra seconds are deadly. Instead of catching teams off guard, the Fever gives opponents time to load up and trap. It's the difference between playing to win and playing not to lose. You can see it in Clark's body language. The moment she's told to slow it down, the energy drains, hands drop, eyes lose that spark, and the whole possession shifts into survival mode. That's the real danger. Not the missed shots, not the turnovers, but what happens when you start muting the instincts of a once-in-a-generation player. Before we go deeper into this drama, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. You don't want to miss the twists I'm about to reveal.
I don't even know how to react to it. I don't know how to respond, but like, it is a wild thing to say out loud. It's not a wild thing to think. We all know she's thinking it. It's a kind of crazy thing to say out loud. And I don't think this is a shot at Stephanie White.
You don't drop a Ferrari into a school zone. But that's exactly what Indiana's doing with Caitlin Clark. At Iowa, she was a one-woman fast break, pulling from 28 feet, firing cross-court lasers, and leaving defenses gasping. Now, Stephanie White's half-court system feels like a speed trap. The engine still purrs, but the thrill's gone. Those jaw-dropping crowd on their feet moments buried under 18 passes and a safe entry into the post. The numbers don't lie. Clark's a killer in transition. Give her open floor and she slices defenses before they can blink. force her into slow sets, and suddenly the defense calls the shots. The blitz turns into a crawl. White's approach makes sense on paper. Fewer mistakes, more control. But for Clark, it's like clipping the wings off a jet. Her magic happens in bursts. A dime, a heat check three, a steal, another dime, and boom, game over before the other coach can breathe. Slow her down, and those runs never happen. That's not managing the game, that's suffocating it.
Like the ball in her hand, she's more of a read and react type player. Well, I'm here to tell you, she just went on Sue Bird, and she just spilled the beans, bruh. She missed Lisa Bluter. She missed the way they ran the offense. She missed the entire thing.
Caitlin Clark doesn't keep bringing up Lisa Bluter just to reminisce. She brings her up because the difference is glaring. In Iowa, Bluter built a system that didn't just allow Clark to be Clark, it relied on it. Every player, from the smartest veteran to the freshman still figuring out where to stand, knew their role, their spot, and their purpose. The structure wasn't there to slow the star down, it was there to clear the runway. Fast forward to Indiana, and the contrast couldn't be sharper. After the Chicago game, Clark's post-game comment landed like a flare in the night. Even now, at the professional level, I'm like, how do people not know where to move? That's not just frustration. That's a side-by-side comparison between a well-oiled college machine and a pro team still fumbling through the manual mid-possession. Bluter's style was all about clarity and spacing. 4 shooters ready to fire, multiple passing options, and a constant green light. Fever's its layered motions, deliberate sequences, and a clock-draining patience that feels like a chess match than a shootout. Here's the problem. Clark's best basketball doesn't come from thinking through steps. It comes from living in that blur, reacting before defenders can even guess her move. At Iowa, the system kept her there. In Indiana, it keeps pulling her out, slowing her down, forcing her to adapt to the system instead of the other way around. And the longer that gap stays open, the more it feels like Lisa Bluter's ghost is still calling the better plays. If you're still here, you're hooked, so go ahead and smash that like button. It helps more people see the truth behind this story.
Like, it's not Caitlin fault that her teammates don't know where to go on the basketball court, bro. Like, if she passed you the ball, you should mentally know you're a professional damn athlete where your feet need to be set, where you need to be positioned at in the basketball game. If you're running a play, if she's coming off a pick and roll, it could be any set.
Kelsey Mitchell is the perfect litmus test for Indiana's identity problem. In a fast-paced, free-flowing offense, she's a weapon, cutting without the ball, catching in stride, pulling up or slicing to the rim before anyone can react. Pair her with Caitlin Clark in transition, and suddenly highlight reels practically make themselves. But slow the game down, and Mitchell becomes almost static. Behind the arc, she's waiting for the ball to loop back through the motion set while defense is reset, ready to smother her without breaking a sweat. That's not on Mitchell. It's the system. Clock burning, structure first, play it safe, basketball. Here's where the irony bites. White's system gives Mitchell a little room to improvise. Contested shots, spur-of-the-moment cuts, she can do those without a whistle. Clark? Not so much. One move outside the safe guidelines, and it's a lecture disguised as a learning moment. Translation? Don't step out of line. Clark wants Mitchell moving constantly, creating lanes, opening angles, because every motion expands Clark's vision, her options, her threat. Freeze the action, and suddenly everything collapses. In a league where defenders recover in a heartbeat, those lost seconds are costly. The paradox? The same coach giving Mitchell freedom is putting a leash on Clark's instincts. 1 foot on the gas, 1 foot on the brake, and the Fever can't reach full speed. Imagine if both stars were unlocked at the same time. Instead, the team is stuck watching potential brilliance stall into the weight of structure. Let's be real, this isn't just about one missed lob against Chicago or even Indiana's pace problem. This is about identity. The Fever has a generational talent in Caitlin Clark, and they're standing at a crossroads. Do you bend the system to her strengths, or keep forcing her into a mold that dulls every sharp edge? Stephanie White isn't a bad coach, but for Clark, she might be the wrong coach. The boring blueprint, methodical, clock-draining, play-it-safe basketball, has its place, but not with a player whose greatest weapon is forcing defenses to panic before they even set their feet. And no, this isn't just about making the game more fun to watch. It's about winning. Every time you slow Clark down, you're handing the defense an extra second to load up on her. Every 20-second possession is another chance for them to predict exactly what's coming. That's the difference between closing out games and letting opponents creep back in. Clark's risks, the no-look dimes, the 28-foot pull-ups, the early clock daggers, they come with the occasional turnover. But the payoff is the momentum-shifting bursts that break games wide open and leave the other team searching for answers. If the Fever clings to this blueprint, they risk more than a few extra losses. They risk stripping away the very thing that makes Caitlin Clark, well, Caitlin Clark. And once you train a star to hesitate instead of attack, you can't just ask her to flip the switch back on. So here it is. The Fever can either unleash the blur or keep her in the slow lane. Caitlin Clark isn't asking for chaos just to show off. She's asking because it wins. The clock's ticking in more ways than one, and this tug of war won't stay quiet for long. So, after seeing all this unfold, what do you think? Was Stephanie White caught off guard, or was Caitlin Clark just telling it like it is? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading them all.